An electronic engineer may be dashed because of the current controversy.
There should be an analyzing moment where we can actually distinguish between harmless consideration and harmful considerations.
Do you have all the fear that all this might affect that dream?
Well, I think so. And to qualify into tertiary education, you need the second cycle education.
Protests by some students of the Ghana Institute.
Know that, this and that. So you reduce school fees. They rather came to increase school fees. We didn't say anything. You understand? People have paid 100%. But because they didn't...
It may also disturb government's business. That's the dilemma facing NPP presidential hopefuls serving in the Akufo-Addo government. But what is the way?
To stop.
Tonight we'll hear more from this unfolding. In a Ghana Man series, we'll take you to the site of another historical mosque, the Zaya Mosque in the northeast region, where water from a well there is believed to have the power to bring good luck.
Family issues. But after that incident, some of them came to confess that actually they had solutions.
For the local currency in the next 4 years, hitting 6 Ghana cedis, 34 pesos by 20.
For grabs as teams battle to book tickets for Cameroon. All the lowdown later in sports.
8 million cedis in 2020. The Office of the Special Prosecutor concluded investigation of the office.
You want to join us with your thoughts and comments is via WhatsApp on 055-1111-997. I am Emefa Apawu.
And my name is Mensah.
The case of the Rastafarian children rejected by Achimoto School because of their dreadlocks.
Well, plus meals to the students.
This is coming at a time where the sisters of one of the boys who were admitted by St. John's Grammar were also asked to cut their hair at the
triplet. So Tyrone's sisters are here. I brought them here. They started schooling yesterday. And then when they came home in the evening, they brought a report. That is why I'm here. A guy came up to me, in the one office there. And he started telling me that the school has rules and Achimota is their sister. He has spoken with the girls. In fact, he really liked them. They are disciplined.
On PM Express last night with you, Evans, expressed fears about his future and his quest of becoming an electronic engineer likely to be dashed as a result of the controversy. Listen to that interaction.
I may not be an expert in analyzing, which means if I'm coming into Achimota School, I'm expected to deliver sporting activities. But they gave an exemption on grounds of, I think, health. We get to exits. They provided rules, general exit. But at that same instance, they provided special exit. So they provide special appearance because not us alone. I know Muslims too have this problem of one religion. We have multiple religions, even though some are much more significant. So I think there should be, so he was saying if I particularly am admitted, other students will also come and tell you that I consider bathing. But with the hair particularly, we've been through education already. Not like we just came out of...
I mean, for 13 years of your life, you were like my hair, right? You were dealing with like my hair. So why can't you go back to that just for the purpose of...
But our dad wanted to properly make sure there wasn't any form of forceful influence. Well, like general science.
General science, okay. And what?
Engineering.
Okay.
Yeah, and engineering significantly related to pursue such an education, you will need tertiary education, and to qualify into tertiary education, you need the.
There appears to be a silver lining there for him that will still get his dreams actualized, because meal plans and full scholarship packages for him.
Now we can listen to one of them.
I believe that yes, students need to learn to obey rules, but those rules should in any way deny students the opportunity to education. So we felt that why not give them the opportunity? But we have to discuss also the cost that's going to be, because education was not just a matter of giving them an alternative. We learned one of them performed marvelously well in their BCE, and yet they find it difficult to...
These schools, including one very popular international school that actually offers the IB pricey, and from what we understand, they are offering him full scholarship to come and study there, and the school opens up to
Board for choice. They are yet to decide on which one exactly they want to settle on. But speaking on PM Express, spokesperson of the National Chief Imam, Sheikh Karimi Al-Shaibu.
The public opinion, I think it was offensive to our system But be that it may, I am saying that these are young, denying them progress of their lives. And I think that it's so fundamental that we should not do that. Like we have calling with the Muslim understanding of each other. Okay. But as we do so, I insist, these children cannot wait.
Well, the legal side of things are still firmly on continue with their studies, both at Achimota and then also St. John's Grammar School. She joins us for more on this. We are grateful. Hello, Amanda. Well, it appears that Amanda Clinton is here to join us.
And Achimota School will reconsider and admit Kweku and his colleague, who is also Rastafarian by religion. Achimota School's rules on Education Service authorities issued a directive that Achimota School cannot refuse to admit. Education Service has suddenly reversed its earlier decision and refused to enroll the two Rastafarian students. As confirmed under Section 20, the person of education or any other social benefit by reason only, which is also frowned upon under Article 28(3) of the 1992 Constitution. Should Achimota head covering, it is likely that this matter will be submitted to...
So that's Amanda Clinton, a lawyer for Ras in Krabia, and that's a father. They have been asked to cut their hair, even though they were admitted to St. John's Grammar in that state.
I mean, we've heard this week from the Oak Students Association, and they one of their, one member, popular old member of the school, that he about this particular incident. It must be said, Reggie Rockstone for a long time also appeared to have dreadlocks. Still
being written that I find so offensive, but you know what? I'm glad the argument came up. I'm glad that for now, I am putting an embargo on Motown. I'm Pan-African. It's not flying with me. Throw parties at my place, everything. A proud one, but right now, nah. There's one. Yes, it's something to do with, they allow the Caucasians. Listen, I gotta go. I put on my glasses so I can see what I'm saying. Peace.
Hold a view different from what his association had expressed this week on the matter, but this really comes down to colleague Elton Brobe put this report together.
Back to ancient Egypt, where dreadlocks appeared on Egyptian artifacts. Mummified remains of ancient Egyptians with dreadlocks is directly linked to the 7 locks on his head. Rastafarianism, however, is something entirely separate. It was born in the 1930s, cut their hair until the empire was reinstated. The religion resonated with the ideologies of the day, for example, socialism, nationalism, and black power. It was therefore seen as a threat to Christianity. Rastafarians smoked cannabis because they thought it prompted a clever state of well-being. Their dreadlocks were thought to be disgusting and frightening, hence the term dread, which was later reclaimed by Fox himself. He prompted an international interest in the style and the anti-establishment philosophy of Rastafarian culture. Dreadlocks became increasingly popular, and there are many. They can make a political statement or simply a fashion preference.
And I'm sure this is what, Raz, a good time to take some of your messages. I've seen a lot of your messages that you've sent in. And what, Evan?
What about it? If you haven't heard, talks about the origins of the Rastafarian culture.
No night there. Okay, so let's do some of your messages that you sent.
The father told me on PM Express that Akakadami is one of the schools they were looking at getting the son enrolled in.
Okay, and find another school. No human rights groups should come out to support the wrong. Papansa with that message. Sami Nkuma's bigger opportunity for the rejected. One from Godfather in Amasaman says that please, the boys should just follow the rules and cut off the dreadlocks.
Evans, it appears that the scuffle between the dreadlocks and various schools won't end anytime soon. However, it's inappropriate to deny any Ghanaian school to deny a dreadlock student of an admission. Well, they say they haven't denied him admission. It's enrollment that he would need to comply. much of Rastafari. What's it called? Rastafarianism.
I'm just looking at your bald, your eroding hair.
Oh yeah.
Right now.
Oh, I mean, I'm gonna, if I start growing up.
Of education, very important. Tonight, a major standoff between the students and management of the Ghana Institute of Journalism over a defame.
In the near clash with the police demanding a revocation of the directive, they argue that the school failed to assess the decision is to help the students keep their studentship. But first, my colleague Mano Kranting was at the school, and here's his report.
So they are here in protest of the directive from the management of the institution, essentially asking that students would have to pay their fees, register for their courses, so they are able to sit for exams. But this time around, some of the students missed that deadline and their courses online. Then they must defer, and so a lot of them seem really agitated. We'll get a bit close.
They are saying that students should defer without informing students that this is the consequences of you paying your fees late. Students are not aware. You go and pay. You come and just change it.
You see, we knew that if you don't pay early, we are going to defer. We've known that since. Okay, fine. But see, any wise institute, they will know that we are in a pandemic season. They rather came to increase school fees.
I was supposed to join my colleagues and graduate, but because of these same financial constraints, we weren't able to register. And now that we deferred register after the deadline, I had paid my fees, everything intact. But selection of the courses to make sure I had everything intact was the problem.
Schools should find other ways of exacting its monies without necessarily punishing the
support of the citizens. So if the students have paid their fees, and even if they had not paid, and were allowed to register and have studied for the management.
So that's Manuel Kranting with that report, and in a statement released a short while ago. Manuel Kranting, what does the statement say?
So the statement, which is signed by the Public Affairs Director of the Ghana Institute of Journalism, says that management circulated the calendar for academic year, which detailed registration timelines for students. The initial deadline for registration for continuing students, as captured in the academic calendar, was 20. Students received the green light from the presidency to reopen on the 9th of January. In a quest to ensure that as many students as possible registered, extended to 25th February 2021. And so it goes down to say that the decision by management is in consult students who fail to register in person or by proxy during the official registration period at the beginning of the semester, forfeit being done so that the students can secure their studentship and continue next year. Otherwise, they would have to forfeit their entire studentship, and then do not lose their studentship. Deferment of program should therefore not be seen as a punishment, but as an opportunity. Remember that the president gave a directive, a fiat, for all schools to reopen in January, and so they closed down and then reopened in January again.
So these are the
students.
Okay, so if you are a continuing student and you miss your registration period and say you are in level 200, you will have to defer level 300 until next. Thank you very much. I want to bring in now Daniel Machato, who is the head of PR at the Ghana Institute of Journalism. Daniel, thank you for...
I can't really confirm, but not more than 200 students.
And is there any practical reason why they have paid? Why?
Evans, you know that tertiary institutions have a format, the way they run. Forms, preparation stores, class size, timetable for lectures, timetable for... So if students do not register within the stipulated period, it has an effect on the smooth running of the university.
Okay, so let me... You were asking for. You already knew the number of students you had planned for the academic year, correct?
That's correct.
So the argument about class sizes, etc.
To see the number of registered students, the courses they registered for, so that we can use it in structuring our timetables, so that you wouldn't have 2 or 3
Each course had a pre-planned number of people you were expecting to pay their fees, correct? Less the number you actually budgeted for before the fees were paid.
Yes, but...
Yeah, so you actually have more space.
There could be 10 students in a class, but you don't have to have a student doing political communication and maybe sports journalism and...
Who's reopened? Timetables have already been set, already for you to go and pay and come and start. I mean, are you saying that for GIJ?
Then now you can select. So that's why I mentioned class sizes. Certain courses can only take, that determines what time you'll be attending what lecture.
Yeah, but that determination is made way before the first apply to the situation.
It is not just about the drawing of the timetabling, but as examination and other.
Really, it comes back to the original point. I mean, what will this university lose by allowing the students?
Most of the year, we have had our classes online, and students had to pay the admin system. And it's that's the online platform developed by the school for running our classes. So for the entirety of the semester. Now they want to pay their school fees, get the opportunity to register, and take examination.
The students have argued, because this bottom line goes to who should make room and accommodate, their inability to pay within the time frame you stipulated because of
January, after the president's declaration. Then from 8th January to 3rd February. Then from 3rd February to 20th. And we're taking the decision on humanitarian grounds because we know gone into all this. They actually started their registration, some culminated in about a 24-week registration window without any penalty payments.
With some of the reps of the students today, was there a resolution? What was the outcome?
Yeah, they actually met with this decision was taken by the larger management. So there was going to be a meeting, God willing, tomorrow by the larger management
of PR at the Ghana Institute of Journalism, Emefa.
Well, let's do business now.
Business. The Economist Intelligence Unit projects a slow rate of depreciation for 2025, and President gives government firm assurance of prudent use. Business. Welcome to the new world of business. Kingdom Books and Stationery. Your number one stop shop.
You have missed with Qatar Airways. Benefit from award-winning safety, extra baggage allowance, and incredible savings of up to 25%. Book today at QatarAirways.com. Terms and conditions.
That's the sound of my heart breaking the first time I said I wanted to be a cassava farm. The last harvester I ordered online. That's people seeing my fresh cassava page on Facebook and Instagram.
To amazing tomorrows on Ghana's #1 network, everywhere you go.
Employees' health. With a leading international track record, Apex clients, families, and individuals. Apex Student Package and International Medical Solutions are all here.
683-914
or 0232 000 Health Insurer.
To own ownership scheme by the Ningo Pram District Assembly and its partners, supported by the Ministry of Local and Live really matters. Apply now and own a home or a fully serviced land. Wait a minute, don't forget to join our 055 55 3300 or 0577 New Accra.City. Planned City Extension Project, shaping Ghana's urban future.
Countries worldwide. Allianz Life Insurance Ghana, a subsidiary of Allianz Group, has put together a wide callers on 030-2267-892 or 059-144-9. Your future.
And in 2025, now that's the projection coming from the London-based Economist Intelligence Unit, that currently witnessing the fluke, that it will stay through to the end of 2025. Some improved policy rate measures by the Bank of Ghana and revenue actually picking up in the coming month based on threats to raising revenue for this year. As to mark 10 years of the Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC. The President also urged the committee
to help provide the general public with a better understanding of how petroleum resources are managed. As we celebrate 10 years of PIAC, I encourage the committee now more than ever to consider of our hydrocarbon resources. Government is committed to its continued solidarity with PIAC. Between government and PIAC will be deepened even further in the coming years for the goal of a united, progressive and prosperous Ghana.
Jobs in these covered times. The UK High Commissioner to Ghana, Ian Walker, has actually revealed Ghana last worker tells your business there hasn't been a better time like this to celebrate this economy.
And they support thousands of jobs because they're selling into a market. In this example, they're selling into a UK market. Now, on costs on activities, then clearly it becomes less competitive. If it's less competitive, then businesses don't employ the same. It's such that with tariff-free access, quota-free access into the UK market, it means that those people that are selling into the market are able to do happens more and more. There's big exports from Ghana into the UK on that. So the removal of tariffs sounds abstract.
Ian Walker is UK High Commissioner to Ghana. The Ghana Stock Exchange from the market managing director Eko Afezi discloses at the launch of the event. Mr. Afezi noted the listing couldn't have come at a better time.
As an exchange, the entire concept of gas to make it more attractive for investors and potential is to be able to list on the market and raise money. Because the essence of gas allows to enable companies to be able to raise long-term.
The campaign that is Peso One is seeking to float some 5 million shares at a price of 55 startups in that incubator right now. And that's all for business.
Report by Parliament's Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee established that the Office of the Special Prosecutor was able to conclude investigations in legal battle which challenged the capacity of the former Special Prosecutor Martin Amidu to arrest the final determination of the pending suit involving Martin Amidu. So the office is part of its corruption prevention program this year. So Evans, you've been taking a look at that report.
6,400 CDs was approved for the special from that amount. Huge difference there that was left unspent. As part of their achievement, they concluded investigations into 2 cases and started prosecution of 8 accused of them. But there is not specific about how many they are working on currently. They also call out right now Dr. Kojo Asante with the CDD, of course, with the anti-corruption coalition. Also, special prosecutor had resigned. We are getting this clarity now about how much they received and how much work was done.
Well, I think since Mr. Amidu left, you have a deputy special prosecutor who is an experienced. It's good that we are seeing this, even though. The law actually requires that from 2020. So it will be good to really get a good sense of where his assessment that he was working on the PPA case, the NLA case, the child. What is the state of these other cases? Where are they? I think that needs to submit an annual report to the Attorney General, who in turn is supposed to have good detail of where things are, what's happening with the building, have they now secured it?
Interrogate this report, the plenary, possibly get some additional details on this. Dr. Kojo Asante with us.
Out of them, 46-year-old Richard Nyako was a primary school dropout when he was jailed in 1997 for 24 years more.
Richard Nyako, leader of the prisons on prisons.
The joy of reconciling back to the family.
It's an emotional scene as he begs me to take a picture of him and his siblings who are here to take him home. 24 years ago, what started accompanying him to sell a car? Unknown to him, it was a stolen car. He says the unavailability of petrol in the area where the blaze in Somanya.
Caught me. They decided to kill me.
To kill you?
Yes. In fact, they beat me to the point of death, and in the scene of arrest, I couldn't have followed him. So my advice is that the youth should be careful with whom they come.
Richard Nyako, who has just been released from the Nsawam medium prisons, is going to meet his mother for the first time in 24 years. 20 years could not hide her joy. She has hearing and speaking difficulties.
What she says is that...
And Dawiti says they had to tell a lie to keep their mother alive to see this day. While in prison, at the end of the tunnel. Maxwell Agbagba, Joy News.
And it's time now for sports.
Teams are, trying to work their way into contention for the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations peace. Cameroon, Tunisia, Algeria, Senegal, Mali, and Burkina Faso are the 6 other teams that have already booked their place. Ghana will be hoping. CK Akono, he says that the commitment of his team to ensure qualification.
It's all about us, how we organize ourselves and get in there and deliver. We want to try as much as we can to qualify. A few details that we need to do. I mean, the difference between us and them, they are the home team, and it's not that much. And so we want to be clever.
There, and Ghana versus South Africa, of course, will be live here on Joy 99.7 FM. Emefa, you're smiling. We can't wait for that one. I'm sure there will be a lot of revelations. And already I'm getting a hint that there's an altercation between himself and Seeding a goal. So John told him clearly, if you fool, I'll beat you.
I see.
Well, I bet you've heard schools under trees. How about hospitals under trees? Or we're still in makeshift structures. That's the situation at the Onye Hospital to assess the situation there. And here's his report.
That proceeding to reduce the budget without consideration of these provisions.
To serve a population of about 33,000, the facilities and wards, as well as lack of basic medical tools like slit lamps, the official vehicle is this rickety pickup truck, which has been suspended ward with no theatre. In cesarean emergencies, mothers in delivery are wheeled for close to urgent demand for emergency care. Management constructed this mixed with plastic TNG. It can only take posting severely ill patients to the vagaries of the weather. The Ejiso Municipal Health Director, Josephine Amejak.
I don't know for how long it will serve, because it's not a structure, it's not a permanent structure. When you go to the place, you then sanitation, then wash things.
That's the situation at the Onye Government Hospital.
His presidential ambition. According to him, he remains focused on helping President Akufo-Addo to realize his vision to transform Ghana. In a statement issued, the posters and other associated activities are without his consent.
And while direction with the president, it's time for Ghana Month. And have you visited the Larabanga Mosque?
Yes, I have. That's the one in Damongo.
Now, listen, there's more in this report.
Imam Abubakar Mori completed the building in 1952. During the construction of the structure, the Imam noticed that when he continued day after day until he completed the building. On our visit, we met the senior most Sheikh inside the historical site. Our guide, Sheikh Mahmoud Abubakar Mori,
the blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah. He fed this water as the first one. And then they make a dua that's ruqya on it to extend to their families. Some of them were having business challenges and then family issues. But after
Ilyas Sultanko reporting for Joy News.
Zion Mosque, and I'm pretty sure I'll take you there, definitely. Okay. You want to fly or drive?
I want to drive, so okay. I can. Men's committee to vet Finance Minister nominee Ken Oforiatta on March 25.
March 25 is when? No, if it cost me my place at Achimauto School, that's a rejected student. Siblings of Rastafari refused admission to
What's your number?
Oh, I am number 1 on Newsnight.
Okay, I'm number 2 here as well. Nimado, strong and sassy coming up. You want to stay for that?